The camel, whose voice the Jehovah had heard, belonged to Jarid bin Musayyib, who was sitting outside. Jarid took the Jehovah into the cave. Jarid was a young man with a tall, muscular body and a charming face. He took the Jehovah into the cave, gave him water, and placed a bag in front of him, which contained dates. Jarid said, "Sit quietly. The storm is breaking. I will take you home." He remained silent and asked the Jehovah, "Why did you say that I will not upset you?" The Jehovah said, "You will take compensation for taking me home. What else can I give you?" Jarid said, "I will not take any compensation. I am not one of them. If I had snatched you from someone, you would have been my reward. But you have asked me for mercy. Who takes compensation for mercy?" The Jehovah looked at his face. Jarid bin Musayyib lay down. The Jehovah spoke to him. After a while, he was convinced that Jarid's intentions were not bad. He did not even talk to him openly. The Jehovah was worried. He asked Jarid, "Am I not beautiful? Don't you like me?" Jarid hesitated, but said nothing. The Jehovah asked, "Why are you laughing?" "I am afraid of your laughter." Jarid said, "By God, you are very beautiful. You are the girl of my choice. But I do not like the way and the place where you have met me. Do not challenge my masculinity. I like your body very much. But my gods will curse me that I held the hand of a girl trapped in trouble and took her body as my reward." Jarid then became silent. The fear left the heart of the Jehovah, and Jarid began to see her very beautiful. The Jehovah told this story to everyone in the house of Ka'b bin Asad. "I had seen Jarid many times in Mecca, but I never paid any attention to him. He did not have any rank or high status in his tribe. But that day, sitting alone and helpless in the cave, I felt that he was even higher than the people of high status. When the storm broke, the sun was setting. He told me to come. I left the cave behind him. Some distance away, his camel was sitting with a stick. He sat on the camel and made me sit behind him. On his signal, the camel got up and left. The dust had cleared. I saw that place. It was a very scary place. I had heard some scary things about that place. In the storm, I could not see what kind of place this is. After the storm, I saw that my eyes were open. Some sticks were like humans. Their color was also scary. I know horse riding. I can ride a camel. But that evening, sitting behind Jarid on the camel, I was afraid that I would fall. I put my arm around Jarid's waist and held him tightly. I realized that I am a very weak girl, and Jarid bin Musayyib is my protector. You know what I am doing for my religion, but you will not know that my father has put me on this path." Yuhawa told him that when the people of Quraysh were defeated by the Muslims in Badr, their women waved their arms and banned them. Yuhawa's father was a Jew. His tears were shed on the defeat of the Quraysh. He said that if 1,000 warriors of the Quraysh have been defeated by 313 men of Muhammad, it shows that Muhammad has brought some magic. He said that the followers of Muhammad are the men of the same tribe of Quraysh. They did not come down from the sky. Then, how did they win? At that time, Yuhawa was young. The next day, his father told his family his dream that he had seen last night. He saw that he had a sword in his hand that was red with blood, and in front of him, a man was lying on the ground. His clothes were red with blood. Yuhawa did not know who he was. He killed him. He hears a voice. "You have to do this." The suffering wounded dies, and the corpse disappears into the ground. A very beautiful girl appears from there, who has a smile on her lips. This dream had such an effect on him that he went to Lays bin Moshan and asked him the meaning of the dream. Lays bin Moshan told him to dedicate his beautiful daughter Yuhawa to cutting the roots of Islam. That old Jewish magician had prophesied that the one who claimed to be a prophet, i.e., the Prophet Muhammad, would be killed by this girl. or this girl would be the means to end his prophethood. He also told Yuhawa's father to bring Yuhawa to him. Yuhawa was handed over to Lays bin Moshan. Lays bin Moshan cut Yuhawa's words and said, "I have raised this girl. The beauty and body that the God of the Jews has given her is an interesting sword, or consider it a very sweet poison. No one among you can do what he has done in confronting the Quraysh with the Muslims. That girl has turned the leaders of small tribes into enemies of the Quraysh and Muhammad. Now listen to the arrangement I have made for the murder of the Prophet Muhammad." Yuhawa narrated that Lays bin Moshan had created such courage and wisdom in her that she became an expert in casting a spell of her beauty on men. Being a beautiful girl, she had the courage of a man. But her teacher could not tell her that the one who has intended to stop the belief and the one who has intended to kill the person, that belief has been removed by God, and God has given that person a prophethood for the sale of that belief. Yuhawa was brought up in such a way that she considered her religion to be the only true religion of the world, and she could not understand that Allah's hand is on the righteous. God threw her alone in the storm, but she could not understand this sign of God, where she considered herself equal to men in the face of courage, where she became a weak and helpless girl. She was not unfamiliar with the body of a man. Jarid bin Musayyib's body was also a body of a man. But she began to consider that body to be holy and pure, and Jarid began to think of her as an angel. The reason was that she was not affected by her beautiful face, silky hair, and beautiful body. This attitude of Jarid on Yuhawa had such an effect that she began to feel attraction in Jarid's body. Mecca was not far. When it was dark in the evening, Jarid took Yuhawa to his house. When the door of Yuhawa's house opened, her father appeared worried. He did not expect his daughter to come back alive. He stopped Jarid and gave him a drink. When Jarid left, Yuhawa felt empty in herself. The next day, he sent a message to Jarid to meet him. Jarid came. It was an emotional meeting. Jarid kept this meeting emotional. After that, their meetings continued, and Yuhawa's love was born in Jarid's heart. This love remained pure. Yuhawa was surprised that the emotions of purity and love were present in her. One day, Jarid asked Yuhawa why she did not marry him. Yuhawa did not answer. "I worship your body. If you get married, your emotions will die." Jarid said to her, "I have daughters, no son. I want to get married again. I want a son." Yuhawa was thinking. She wanted to fulfill Jarid's wish. She saw a way. Yuhawa said, "We have an old man, Lays bin Moshan. He has some knowledge. He has some power in his hands. I hope he will give you a son with his knowledge and action. You come with me. He is my relative." Jarid bin Musayyab was ready to go to Lays bin Moshan with him. Their friendship was like two men or two women. When they sit together, they talk against the Prophet. They also make plans to stop the spread of Islam. But Jarid does not participate in any war against Muslims. Yuhawa did not like this. She provoked him. Jarid bin Musayyab told her in the tone of a decision, "You are my religion. You cannot be my wife. I cannot live without seeing you." Yuhawa said, "I will tell you a secret, Jarid. I will not be anyone's wife. My father has dedicated my life to Judaism. Lays bin Moshan has entrusted me with the duty to create as many enemies as possible. I only have your love in my heart after my religion. Consider me your property." One day, Jarid went to meet Lays bin Moshan with Yuhawa. Instead of taking her to Lays bin Moshan, Yuhawa went inside. She told Lays in clear words that she considers Jarid to be the god of love. She told Lays bin Moshan that Jarid had taken her out of the mouth of death. She told Lays that Jarid has daughters. He does not have a single son. Yuhawa asked, "Do you know that Jarid has a son from the body of his wife?" Lays bin Moshan said, "What is not possible? First, I will see him. Then, I will be able to tell what I will have to do. Send him to me." Yuhawa sent him inside and stood outside. After a long time, Lays bin Moshan sent Jarid outside and called Yuhawa inside. He said, "The person who can love a beautiful and charming girl like you for so long is a man of very strong personality. Or he can be of such a weak personality that by casting a spell of your beauty on himself, he becomes your slave." Yuhawa said, "Jarid is a man of strong personality." Lays bin Moshan said, "Jarid's personality is very weak. I did not say anything about you to him. I have come to know about his personality. This person is a prisoner of your jealousy." Yuhawa said, "Holy Atali, why are you saying such things about him? I want to give him a son. I love him so much that I have even thought of giving birth to his son." The old lay said, "No, girl, his son will not be born from your womb. This person will become the means of that duty that the God of Jews has entrusted to me and you." Yuhawa was silently looking at Lays bin Moshan's face. He said, "The one whom you consider the God of your love, he will kill the person who says that God has given him prophethood. There will be no one more infallible than Jarid." Yuhawa asked, "Are you prophesying? How will he kill?" Lays said, "I will prepare him." Yuhawa said, "He will not be prepared. He says that he has no religion. He does not consider Muhammad as his enemy. He does not like murderers." The old lay said, "He will do everything. I will take over his mind. You will be with me. He will not see the light of the sun for 3 days. When we take him out, he will say one thing: 'Where is the prophet of God? He is one of us. I will not let him live.'" Yuhawa cried in a hoarse voice, "Holy Father, Jarid will be killed. He is the only person." Lays bin Moshan interrupted him. "There is no one more worthy of love than the God of Jews. You will have to make this sacrifice. Jarid will not go back to Mecca now." Then Yuhawa also did not go back to Mecca. Jarid bin Musayyab also did not go. The old Lays kept them in a room for 3 days and 3 nights. He put Jarid in front of him and put his eyes in his eyes. Then he gave him something to drink, and he started talking in his mouth. He made Yuhawa sleep and made her sit with him. Lays did what he kept telling Yuhawa. Lays said, "It is not necessary that I tell you all how I have taken over Jarid's mind and his thoughts. I have brought him with me. You see him for yourself." Lays bin Moshan pointed at Yuhawa. Yuhawa went out and brought Jarid bin Musayyab with her. Jarid came in and saw everyone again and again. Jarid said, "He is not here. I recognize him. He is one of us. He is not here." The old lay said, "Be patient, Jarid. We will take you to him. Tomorrow, Jarid, sit down." Jarid sat down with Yuhawa and put his arm around her waist and brought her closer to him. The next morning, when people in Medina were celebrating the victory, a very dangerous conspiracy against the Holy Prophet in Islam was prepared in the house of Ka'b bin Asad. The Holy Prophet was reminded that Banu Qurayza, whose leader was Ka'b bin Asad, had made a secret agreement with the people of Quraysh and Ghatfan during the siege of Medina, which Naim bin Masud had done with great intelligence. This incident was also from a few days ago, in which the aunt of the Holy Prophet, Hazrat Safiya, had killed a Jewish informer. This informer was looking for a way to enter that small castle in which the Muslim women and their children were kept. That Jew saw a woman in front of him and arrogantly said that she is a Jew and has come for the information. Hazrat Safiya confronted him with a stick and killed him. A companion said, "I swear to God, trusting these Jews and forgiving them for their treachery is like taking your own dagger in your heart." Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Asma Anafi narrate that at the end of the Battle of Khandaq, the Holy Prophet said, "Every one of you should go to Banu Qurayza and offer Asr prayer." In another hadith, the narrator of which is Hazrat Anas, he said, "I have seen the army of Jibreel flying in Banu Ghanam. This is the time when the Holy Prophet went to punish Banu Qurayza for treason and treachery. All historians have written that the Muslims raided the city of Banu Qurayza under the command of, according to the Hadith, Sa'd bin Mu'az was sent to the leaders of Banu Qurayza with the message that they should impose their own punishment for treason. Sa'd bin Mu'az was injured. In the Battle of Khandaq, he was shot by a man of the tribe of Quraysh, Habban bin Arfa. Lays bin Moshan, Juhawa, and 3 or 4 leaders of the Jews were still sitting near Ka'b bin Asad. Jared bin Musayyab was also there. He decided the time of his conspiracy at night, but a Jew came running in. He said in a trembling voice, "Muslims are coming. It is clear that they are not coming as friends. The crowd is saying that they are coming." Ka'b bin Asad came out running and went to the tower of the fort. He ran down from there and reached Layas bin Moshan. Ka'b bin Asad said in a trembling voice, "Holy Moshan, can your magic break those swords and arrows that are coming to kill us?" The old man, Lays bin Moshan, said, "It can stop. If the magic of Muhammad is too strong, then I will be helpless." "What have you seen up there?" Ka'b bin Asad said, "By the God of the Jews, this is what Naim bin Masud has done. I did not know that he had become a Muslim. Muslims are coming in the order of the siege. We will not be able to leave." Lays bin Moshan said, "Take them both out. Yuhawa, take Jarid with you and leave through the back door. I am following you." Ka'b bin Asad said, "Why don't you go up, Lays bin Moshan? Where is your knowledge in magic that you can't understand this secret? Moses did not finish Pharaoh in one day. This staff that you see in my hand is the same that Moses hit in the river so the water gave them way. This was the miracle of the staff that Pharaoh's army and he himself drowned in the river and died. Just as Moses brought his tribe out of Egypt, I will take you out of here." Yuhawa and Jarid bin Musayyab left through the back door, and Lays bin Moshan also left. When the Muslims came near the settlement of Banu Qurayza, the women and children were in a frenzy. The women and children were running to their homes. No man came out to compete. Those who were moving forward for the siege by the Muslims saw 2 men and a woman. All 3 were running away. The old man and the woman were dragging their companion. He looked back and did not move forward. They were Lays bin Moshan, Jarid, and Yuhawa. Lays captured Jarid's mind and prepared him for the murder of the Prophet. But now Jarid had become a problem for him. He was under the influence of what is now called hypnotism. Yuhawa was taking him with her for her love. She saw this as a threat that Jarid would be killed by the Muslims, and Lays was trying to take Jarid with her so that she could use him for the murder of the Prophet at some other time. But Jarid was under the influence of Lays' hypnotism and repeatedly said, "Where is he who calls himself the Prophet of God? He is one of us. He will be killed by me. Let me go. Let me go to Medina." A Muslim stood on the platform and challenged him to stop. Lays and Yuhawa looked behind, and they left Jarid alone. Jarid drew his sword. "Where is Muhammad?" Jarid waved his sword and came to Tekri and said, "He is one of us. I recognize him. I will kill him who claimed to be the Prophet. Yuhawa is mine." That threat was coming. Yuhawa is more sacred than Hubal and Uzzah. Bring your Prophet in front. Who can tolerate the insult of the Prophet of God? The Muslim who challenged all 3 of them. He shot the arrow in the right eye of Jarid and went inside his head. Jarid had a sword in one hand. His other hand went to his right eye and he held the arrow. He stopped. His body shook and his knees fell to the ground. His hand in which the sword was touched, the ground and the tip of the sword was up. Jarid fell forward, the tip of the sword fell into his throat.